Hi, I'm Brandi Waldroop, the Library Media Specialist at Altus Public Schools in Southwest Oklahoma, and today I will be your presenter for Organized Outcomes. One of the most difficult aspects of being an instructor is keeping everything organized. Add the extra task of being a librarian to that, and it gets even harder, especially when you have special events added to your schedule. I've been in education for 20 years, and I moved into the library 5 years ago, and now I get to collaborate with other teachers on a range of assignments. I also provide digital resources to families through my virtual library and my school website. But I'm also a committee member for the Oklahoma Library Association, and I teach 4 sections of Gifted and Talented a week. As you can see, it is a lot to keep up with. So I designed a custom-built planner that keeps me on task, and it holds all of my library policies, curriculum maps, schedules, meetings, and committee information specific to the library. This planner has only what I need, but it has exactly what I need. And I am super excited to get to share this with you today and help you create your custom planner for your organized outcomes. I use Canva to build and modify a professional, customized library planner that includes sections for my district policies, book requests, challenges, and budget requirements. I find it more convenient if I have all my information in one place and I can take it with me if I need to. Because teaching assignments are unique, everyone needs a customized planner designed to meet their specific needs. That is why I prefer Canva. I can use images for my school and drop them into the design with ease to customize my pages and make them look more professional without the expense. I used mine for an entire year, taking it home with me almost every day, and it has held up great. This is the cover design for my library binder, and I just wanted something more professional this year since I decided to share it with the other librarians in my district. I would like to show you how I put this one together because it was super easy and it has a formal look to it. We're going to start with a plain page, and the first thing that I did was I picked my background. Now I wanted something kind of simple, so I went with a gray marble. And you'll notice as I show you the binder that this is on my front cover and my back cover, both on the inside and the out. After I put my background on there, I wanted to kind of build a design behind the main image that I put. So what I did was I went with a triangle since I was going to go with the letter A. So I put the triangle on the page, and then I just simply rotated it on its side. Now you'll notice that this triangle is rather fat, so I wanted it a little narrower, so I'm gonna just shrink that, and then I can place that in the middle of the page. Now, just to kind of have fun with it, I'm going to take this side and pull it off. Not a whole lot, just a little bit there. Now that gives me my basic shape. Now I can take this and, let me change the color really quick. I want to go navy on the back side, so this is navy. Now all I'm going to do is duplicate this, and then I can shrink it. I can go in here and change my color to white, and then I can just put that right in. Now watch what happens if I leave it like that. You'll notice that it's narrow here and a little bit wider there, but I can pull this up a little bit and kind of play with that more if I wanted to kind of have a little bit of fun with that. I can pull it back down, but I kind of like it where it was, so I'm going to leave it right there. Now I'm going to do this one more time. And I'm going to duplicate this, and this time I'm going to go with a light gray. And then again, I'm just going to shrink that, and then I can center that. And with Canva, it always gives you your directional line so that you know you're getting your items centered. So, and I want that just a little bit off of the page. So there we go. And now I have my basic design. The next thing is to put my image on there, and I did go online and I found it looks kind of like a letter jacket A. I like the texture of that, and so I did remove the background, which you can do in Canva, and I placed that in the middle of the image there. And then from here I can go in and adjust these if I feel like they need to be in direct proportion to the letter. I can do that as well. Now that I've got that on there, the next thing that I want to do is add my text. And so for the top of my page, I went with Roxborough CF. It's got enough curve to it, but it's not too much. And so I went with this text, and then I just typed in the name of my school. Now here, because I'm doing this for a variety of schools within our district, I wanted to put Altus Public Schools so that there was some uniformity to the design itself. Okay, so the font that I used at the bottom of the page is Montserrat, and I liked this one just because it's got a simple, clean line to it. And then I just added the school names. Let me change the font here so you can see it. And again, I went with navy just because those are our school colors. I thought it looked better than the black. And then you can center that. And again, I like Canva because it gives you your alignment marks so that you know you're getting it centered. Okay, and then for the very bottom, I went with a Goudy sorts, Mill Goudy to be specific. And I put the date on here. Said if you want to leave the date off, you could easily reuse your covers. Just pop those off and put them on your new one, or just replace some of the pages that you need to. Did put the mission statement on the inside of the front cover. I did this for all of the other librarians in the district as well. I put their mission statement for their libraries in there, and so they thought that was pretty cool. We do create those, but we don't normally look at them on a regular basis, so it was kind of fun for them to go back and kind of look at it. The next thing that I put in there is a back to school checklist, and as soon as you open my binder, this is the first thing that you see. I kind of put my binder in order from the beginning of the year to the end of the year and when I would need those tabs. So I have this. I do not have a table of content for my actual tabs. You could do that if you wanted to. I used my Cricut to label each one of my tabs, so I didn't need that. So when you open up my binder, you'll see the back to school checklist, and this has been a lifesaver. I went online and kind of looked at what other librarians had posted for their back to school checklist. I kind of looked at the items that we needed to accomplish at the beginning of the year and created this, and it's just been very helpful. For my tab dividers, I did print them on cardstock for the durability. I found some images online, and then I just dropped them into the project, resized them, and added the text. I like the letters horizontal, so I put my section titles on the right-hand side, and I used the Hatton font. For tabs, I just bought some blank ones at the store, and I used my Cricut to create the labels, and I just carried the same font onto the labels so that they match the titles. You could also create a table of contents page for the binder, for the front of your binder as well, and then you don't have to label your tabs. I did put a copy of our school calendar right behind that tab divider, and then I followed it by this monthly calendar. I just dropped this into the project, and then I customized it by adding a to-do list at the bottom, and then a quote specifically for libraries at the bottom. At the top of each month, I added a teaching tool that I can implement or share with students to strengthen their information skills, such as guided inquiry steps or digital citizenship, types of resources, that kind of thing. So I'm just going to run through these pages really quick so you can kind of see how the layout is and what type of things I added. You're more than welcome to borrow any of this. Again, I found a lot of this online at various sites and just thought that it was something useful that I could use. Virtual makerspace I use a lot. I've created my own, and my kids have gotten used to using it, so I put everything in there that they need. That way, and they can access that through the website. That way, once they leave my building, they can still get to it. I did put June and July in here. You'll notice that it doesn't have the information at the top. I just did some little bookworms there, but it seems like the longer I teach, the more my summer fills up, so I felt the need to put those in there as well. Okay. On this was just a fun page that I added. I do teach my students how to use Cornell note-taking methods, and saw this layout and thought it was cute, so I added my little bookworm, and I've put one of these pages at the end of each tab. That way, if I have something that I need to write down, I've got a space to put that in, and it's just kind of cute to look at. Okay, I do have some tab dividers for student roll sheets and discipline. I do have a fixed schedule in the library, so I see classes every hour. I did have a little bit of fun with this one and decided to put some color pages on the front of several of these. And our bulldog, our English bulldog, is our school mascot. And so I found these and thought they were cute, so I thought I'd add them too. Okay, I did create a tab for our reading program so that I have a designated place for things like future book lists, information about the programs, advertisement for parents, things like that I needed. I have a tab for lessons, and even though my lessons are digital, I do print out a hard copy of my scope and sequence and place in my binder. So this is the tab that I keep those in. I keep a funding tab in my binder as well, even though I do have a separate notebook for accounts. I keep a copy of the balance sheets and accreditation requirements in this section. If I am working on an order away from my desk, I always like to know where I am with my funding. And then behind that, I just created a basic balance ledger for various accounts, and I dropped them into the project and resized those as well. It's been very helpful. Policies is probably the most important tab in this library binder. My district updated the library policies this year, and it has been nice to have a copy close by without having to search for it. Our new librarians in the district have used this section to make sure that they are following the procedures. Okay, this is the information tab for the library, and it's basically a catch-all tab. I created a document with contact information for all of the district, state, city, national libraries and the services that they provide. I'm always having to contact someone, and it's just been a nice quick reference. I also put my book requests in this section along with a copy of our iPad agreement and translator instructions for teachers. And it's a good place for me to put our list of magazines that are available online for teachers and students in case someone asks about a specific title. I do have a book list page where I keep requests from students and teachers, replacements, or new additions so that they're all in one place when I get ready to place a book order. It saves me a lot of time. Again, I simply created this form and then dropped it into the project. All of that was done in Canva. I do like their selection of backgrounds, and they're a little bit more fun to look at, so that's why I use it. I do have a special events tab that I really didn't think I would use, but I found that it is a good place for author visits and book fair information. I can put my hard copy of teacher coupons and restock orders in here as well so that it stays together and organized. I did create this book fair checklist that I use to make sure that when I'm setting up or when I'm breaking down my book fair that I've done everything that I'm supposed to make sure that it runs smoothly. I created a tab for meetings. These I use for our quarterly district library meetings and my Oklahoma Library Association committee meetings. Again, all of my information is together and I don't have to worry about keeping it up with it. This is where I write down all of my ideas and questions about items that may arise throughout the course of the year. Since my binder is held together with discs, I can change out my discs if needed to accommodate more pages as the year goes on. Here's a copy of the meeting minutes that I created using Canva. I do like that it's colorful and it's short, so it keeps my notes concise. And I do have several of these pages in my binder to accommodate my district meetings in addition to my state committee meetings as well. Okay, professional development. This tab, I have behind it a copy of my library evaluation tool, the job description for the librarian and the librarian aide. I also placed a hard copy of the professional development sheet that we have to complete and turn in at the end of the year. And I can easily add any certificates behind those pages so that it is all together when I have to turn it in at the end of the year. I just simply fill it out as I go. The end of the year reports, there are several different ones, and I can never remember which ones I need from Destiny. So again, I created a checklist to refer to, and I place a copy of the reports in this tab, and then I retire my binder for that year. I can reuse my covers if I want to because they still look brand new. Because I put the date on them this year, I'll probably just go ahead and order some new ones, but I may pull the date off so that I can just keep reusing them. And then this is a copy of my library inventory checklist, and then the reports underneath it so that I make sure that I've got everything that I'm supposed to turn in to my principal. This is the last tab that I'm going to cover for today, and this is my password tab. I think that every binder needs one because passwords are constantly changing, and to be completely honest, I personally have over 4 pages of passwords to keep up with, but it doesn't need to be obvious, so I created a tab, but I didn't put a label on it. It's just blank. I know what it is without announcing it to everyone who is looking at my binder. And then I did use Canva to create this very simple page that I can write my username and passwords down. And I put several of these pages in my book. And again, I just thought that the background was a lot more fun than just a blank piece of white paper. Okay, and that is the last tab. For my back cover, I just simply put the gray marble background on the front and the back of a cardstock, and then had that professionally laminated for the durability, and it has withheld an entire year of being put in my bag and taken home every day and brought back. I usually leave it sitting on my desk open to the calendar so I kind of have an idea of what my day and week is going to look like, and then it's real easy just to pop the pages in that I need. I hope that you enjoy creating your own. Again, it did not take a lot of time or effort. It was a lot of fun looking for the different designs and different options that I could add to. And using Canva, it's super easy just to drag and drop and then resize and modify. Canva does offer being able to remove the backgrounds. And again, I like the snap to grid lines so that you know everything is centered and spaced evenly. But it's still easy to modify and create. If I want to change my font, want to change the sizes, want to change the colors, that's all optional through Canva, and it's very user friendly. Have fun building your notebook, and good luck with your organized outcomes. Thank you for joining me today.